Good morning and welcome back. For those of you who've been following along, this is day 7 of the 7-day class. So thank you so much for watching, for staying with it. I really appreciate it. And if you've just joined, welcome. I hope you enjoy this session, and all the other sessions that are about equal in length are also on my YouTube channel. And for those of you who've been watching, I'd love to hear which was your favorite session, meditation, tool, things we've worked on. And is there anything you would like more of? I'm having actually a blast making these videos, and if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, or do a video about, or do a guided meditation about, I'd be more than happy to do that. So please feel free to leave a comment. All right, nice deep breath in, ground yourself. Let's dive into our daily routine, and we start as every morning with gratitude. What are 3 things we feel grateful for? What are 3 things you feel grateful for? You can put it in your 5-minute journal. You can put it in your regular journal. You can just think about it. And again, do it with energy, do it with feeling. Don't just think about it, but really, this is a blessing in my life. This is what I feel grateful for. It might be something different every day. It might be the same thing every day. The important thing is to do it with feeling. And then notice or think about one thing that would make today great. What will make today great? What's one thing you're going to think about, practice, do that will make today great? So today, I want to do another gratitude meditation. We've done one, I think, on day 1 or 2, I don't quite remember. And we focused a lot on gratitude, daily gratitude, right? Why is that important? Well, we have what's called a negativity bias. Yeah, the mind or the brain is like Velcro for negative experiences. They just stick, and like Teflon for positive ones. And there is a reason for that. Yeah? Evolutionarily speaking, it served us to focus a little bit more or remember the negative a little bit more. Now, it's kind of more important to remember where the saber tigers lived and what plants were poisonous than maybe the beautiful vista. So don't feel bad if you notice that within yourself. We all do it as a reason for it. However, in this modern life, for many of us that, in modern society, not all, but many of us were actually quite safe, and yet we're exposed to so many stimuli that make us feel bad, and we really hang on to those, right? Have you ever had a great day, just a normal day, and you have 5 great conversations and 1 terrible one? What do you remember, right? It's the terrible one that keeps rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. And then we have narratives around it, and it can spiral. So that's the negativity bias. We notice the negative more. And so couples researchers also have some interesting insights about it. I think it's Drs. Gottman, Julie and John Gottman, who say it takes like 7 positive things to make up for 1 negative experience in a relationship. I mean, that's the negativity bias in action. So back to gratitude. Gratitude is a super powerful antidote and really helps us shift away from that negativity bias, that Velcro, to the positive. And that's a really, really great practice, antidote to feeling depressed, feeling low. And it helps us feel more focused on what we do have and what we can do versus what we don't have and can't do. And that's really important to build confidence, skills, and to grow in life, really. You can't grow a tree by chopping it down continuously, right? We have to nurture it up and then gently prune away what doesn't serve us. So with all that in mind, just settle in. And first of all, just forgive yourself if you catch yourself being negative about yourself or about life or whatever it might be. It is the negativity bias. You can even gently label that and say, that's the negativity bias. Okay, here we go. And forgiveness is very important. And then take a moment and just notice your body as it is, and give some thanks for your body. I'll remind you again of that beautiful Jon Kabat-Zinn quote, as long as you're breathing, there is more right with you than there's wrong with you. Just notice that. And then give some thanks for the people in your life that love you, support you, help you, that are kind to you. Friends, family, whatever it might be. Maybe a pet. Huh? If you have a pet who loves you, and our pets do, give some thanks to that. And then give some thanks for the people who brought you here, ancestors, parents, caretakers, whoever it might have been, grandparents. Who were some people in your past that played a role in your life, that made you who you are, that impacted you in a positive, that gave you the impression that, hey, I believe in you, you are a good person. What showed you love or kindness, compassion? Teachers, family members, friends, parents of friends. And then take a moment and give some thanks for the things you do well. What are some skills that you have, some things that you do well, that you are good at? And that can be, from being able to cook a wonderful meal, to doing a great job, to helping others, to being creative, to creating beauty, to having a garden, to raising kids, whatever it might be. And you don't have to be perfect at it. It's just something you do well, and you put your heart in, and you do a good job. Good enough job. Give some thanks for your health, such as it is. It's not perfect for most of us. And maybe even give some thanks for being alive. And sometimes when we encounter difficulties health-wise or an accident, that really becomes very, very powerful, and sometimes we kind of take it for granted, right? We don't think about it. Oh man, I'm alive. And sometimes life can feel so rough that feeling alive doesn't feel so good, but you are alive and you are here. And give some thanks for books, movies, shows, art that has inspired you. I think of books that I grew up with that really influenced me and that stayed with me. I remember crying when certain books ended because I was so attached to them. Yeah? And some of the things from these books really stay. Yeah? They influence us, or movies, or art, and seeing beautiful art somewhere. Give some thanks for nature, for the beauty of nature. Even if you live in a city or densely populated or urban area, there still is nature. We just have to look a little bit harder to find it. And maybe you can recall a beautiful sunrise or a beautiful sunset, some beautiful place that you've been to where you were really immersed in nature. And let's give some thanks for the people who so tirelessly work behind the scenes, so to speak, to deliver our mail, the things we order, to make our food, deliver our food, work in the supermarket. So all those things that help us live life, and maybe you are one of those workers, and then thanks to you, that make our life easier, that enable us to live. And then give thanks for anything else we haven't covered yet. anything that you feel called to give thanks for right this moment that speaks to you, that you feel grateful for. I just thought of, since we're still in the pandemic, thought of the healthcare workers and the work that they do and how they're tirelessly working to keep us healthy, to distribute the vaccination, whatever it might be. And if you are a healthcare worker, thank you. So there are many, many, many other people, groups, things that we can feel grateful for. So just take a moment, think of anything else and let that sink in. Beautiful. And now go out there, remember the negativity bias, don't be hard on yourself for it, and remember that gratitude is the antidote. And I'll see you tonight for a final session in this series.